I'm Nick Incredible, and this is Fire Force episode 24, the conclusion, discussion slash review, man. Yes, this episode was wonderful. I really enjoyed it. And like I said, it came to an end, but I love the way that they connected everything that Shinra was going through in the very first episode. It was a nice journey, if you get what I'm saying. Like, we really struggled with him trying to find out some information and then finding out some new stuff that tied it all the way back into the Evangelist, and he got the information that he wanted this episode, and it was nice. This episode was good though. I mean, honestly, there wasn't too much going on. It was pretty much an informative episode, but they did tease us with that fight between Burns and Shinra. And let's be real, man, I cannot wait for season 2 because I'm wanting to fight with Burns and somebody. I honestly don't care who. Just give me anybody and let dude mollywop him just so I can see him on screen going ham in a fight. That's what I want. I want Burns in a fight for season 2. I don't even care about none of the rest of the stuff. I want to know what's like everything, how it leads up and everything, and I'm worried about Show. But I want Burns in a fight to see dude on camera kicking some butt because we just got teased with his abilities and everything in this fight with Shinra. And I want to see dude actually go ham. I want to see him go ham. Oh, Burns. Dude is a cool character, man. But yeah, this episode, after that, everything else was just informative. So we start off and we see Vulcan picking up Shinra from the hospital. And then we get back to the house and everybody's acting all antsy and weird about him. And then the lieutenant tells him he has to give the captain his report. And then that's when we jump into a flashback a couple weeks ago with him talking to Burns. And we see the fight. And the fight was wonderful. It was super wonderful, man. I really enjoyed it. But then we dive into the information. And this is when it hit different. Because Burns knew, like I said all along, we found that out last episode, that he knew everything. He told Shinra this episode that you may not be able to handle it. That's why I didn't tell you sooner, and I still don't think you can handle it. And then him and Shinra kind of go through the fight and emotions and everything, and Shinra tells him that he's ready, and okay, he agrees. So he tells him everything, which him telling them everything is for us as well. So we learn it, and we learn that, oh boy, like I said, the Homura chick, she was there. In the last episode, we kind of saw her in the flames and everything that's taking place, but we found out that that wasn't the case this episode. With her abilities and everything, we see that she was at a good distance, and she kind of just coordinated everything to go down the way that it did. And so, now this honestly, this wasn't a shock for me. I suspected that Show was the one that started the fire. If I'm being honest, that wasn't really a hard surprise or a hard sell or a big mystery that they were trying to give out. I really kind of put it together on my own and figured that Show was the one that started the fire. It wasn't Shinra. And everybody just assumed that it was him because, you know, well, there was no other variable proof for them to go upon. You know, she made it seem like, and we know that she had somehow rigged the ability with the fake bodies and everything to show that his parents, or his mother and his brother died in the fire, and we know that they both escaped. But I never suspected Shinra, and that was a given. But I didn't suspect anybody else or mysterious demon either. I felt that like it originated from Show. But then we also come to find out, of course, that it originated from him, but from him looking at the Evangelist, I want to say, from Homura setting everything up to him looking at the Evangelist, and then his mom looking at the Evangelist, being worried about, well, looking at Show, like being held by the Evangelist, sitting in the Evangelist's lap, turned her into an Infernal. Now, all of that with the, like, looking into the, like, the Adola burst, and we find that out even from Burns. Like, if you look into it and you're not connected to it, like with the link or anything, or have the grace or whatever from the Evangelist, you get situations like Burns and Shinra's mother, where she turned into an Infernal and Burns lost his eye. Dude, like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's what I'm saying. There was a lot of information in this episode. There was a lot of information. But I'm just being real. I never suspected anyone else. I expected the fire to originate from Show. And the demon, I felt, was probably his mom, but I wasn't too sure, so I wasn't going to say anything about it. But this episode gave me the confirmation that I needed. that it was his mother, and it was indeed his mother. And we learned that this chick was crazy since she was a child. She was over there the whole time just orchestrating all of this crazy stuff to go on, and she didn't even care about these people's family, man. That's crazy. But that's what I'm saying. There wasn't too much going on this episode. It was a nice mellowed out conclusion, and it didn't even end on a high note. Honestly, it just ended that Shinra saying that I mean, not a high note, a cliffhanger. It just ended with Shinra saying that I'm going to find a way to turn an Infernal back to a human. Now that could help in a lot of ways with all these people that's randomly turning to Infernals or people that's being turned by the bugs. That could help. But the major stuff that we learned was that Sho was taken by the Evangelist when he was little with the help of Homura, or Himura, however you want to say her name, and some other mystery guy. Then we also learned that the mother was turned into an Infernal, and that's the same Infernal that we saw when Shinra came in contact with the Adola Burst, and that she tried looking at the Evangelist and it hurt her eyes, and it was just agonizing, and she pulled her horns down in her eyes. And that if you look at the Adola Burst or the Evangelist or whatever into like that light or whatever, you end up in a situation where you either become an Infernal or you turn out like Burns and you lose your eye or whatever. So they still didn't really give us too much about it. I mean, we're getting tidbits here and there, so maybe season 2 will kind of give us the definition of everything of the Adola Burst. But yeah, like I said, this episode, it was a nice conclusion. It gave us the information that we've been wanting from the jump about Shinra's past, and that's all it was. And like I said, I'm super excited for season 2, mainly because I just want to see Burns go ham on somebody, if I'm just being honest. Like, they left out a lot of stuff. They showed everyone in the 8th Company, but that's it. We didn't really see anything else. And we also learned that somehow, maybe, probably, possibly, the 4th captain has a connection to the Adola Burst or the Adola Link or whatever, because Shinra kind of put 2 and 2 together, and we see that his granddaughter is going to introduce Shinra to him. So we're kind of going to find out some more stuff in season 2. Manga readers know everything, but you know, us anime only watchers are still getting it piece by piece. But like I said, it was a nice episode, and it was a very good conclusion. It didn't end on a cliffhanger. Well, not a major cliffhanger. It was a cliffhanger because Shinra said that he wanted to turn his mother back to a human, but it wasn't a major cliffhanger, and it was a nice ending. So this was Fire Force, man. It was very, very good. I really enjoyed it. And like I said, these last couple episodes, the animation was on point. They were on it. Everything else looked fantastic, but these last couple episodes, they hit the ground running, man, and the fight scenes were phenomenal. Even this miniature fight that we got with Burns and Shinra. But that's all, man. This is your boy, Dick Incredible. Don't forget to smash the like button until you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them. And subscribe, but only if you really want to, man. Remember that anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life, man. Peace out.